Special, special, special me. I'm as special as can be. There is no one quite like me. I'm as good as I can be. Special, special, special me. I'm as special as can be. Special, special, special you. You are special, it is true. There is no one quite like you. I am special, you are too. Special, special, special you. Here's a hug from me to you. And what we're going to be talking about today is SEL, social emotional learning. And that's become a very big buzzword in education right now. I think we're realizing we've spent a little bit too much time with assessment and test scores and technology, and we need to get back to the whole child. Now, an interesting thing, in 1997, Prentice Hall published this book that I wrote called Ready to Use Self-Esteem Activities. Now, do not buy the book. I think it's out of print anyway. Don't get the book. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to share ideas that you're going to find on my blog. I did 25 days of SEL recipes. So I've got simple, easy to use things that you can integrate in your classroom. Now, as always, you take these ideas and you harvest them and you make them work for the age level that you work with. And these things that I'm going to do with you are so simple and easy, and you could just squeeze them in 5 or 10 minutes during your classroom day. One of my favorite quotes were that they might forget what you said or what you did, but children will never forget how you made them feel. And when you look back on teachers that you had, you remember how they made you feel. And so these are a great way to establish that relationship. As children age, as they go through life, they're going to need SEL. And SEL basically has 4 different concepts that we want to focus on. One of them is self-awareness. Who am I? How do I feel about myself? Another one is self-regulation. Another one is self-awareness. I've got to be aware of these people out here. I'm not living in a screen all the time. They're human beings out there. And then social skills, how we get along with other people. So I'm going to get started and share some ideas that you can use to start your day. One of them is the song to Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. And I love this because they all get a partner and they wiggle their fingers and they sing, twinkle, twinkle, little star, what a special friend you are. From your head to your toes, we are special friends, you know. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, what a special friend you are. And you can let them give each other a hug at the end, or they can hug themselves. And just looking somebody in the eye and that physical sense of touch is a wonderful thing to do. Now, with the older children, you might choose this song. Hello, neighbor, what do you say? It's going to be a happy day. Greet your neighbor, boogie on down, give a bump and turn around. And again, they do that one with a partner as well. Now, another big thing that we're hearing a lot about is mindfulness. That's like, self-awareness, centering. And so I have this little song, and a lot of these things, I have YouTube videos to go with these. So you go to my blog, drjeanandfriends.blogspot.com, and I will have all of these written out. I probably have 100 ideas over 25 days that you can do. But this one goes to the tune Morning Has Broken. It feels so good to start the day by stretching. Breathe in deeply and then let the air out. Breathe in fresh air. Push the stale air out. Stand up tall. Look left. Then right. Roll your neck around. Anyway, anyway, the song goes through several different little stretching motions, and I've had teachers tell me that they put that on and the children get in their spot and they do the stretching and they follow along with the songs, and it just kind of helps calm them and helps them focus. So that's a good one that you might want to try. It's always good to start the day with a positive thought, and so I like the idea of starting the day. Tell me something good. And you can take a microphone or the iPhone and pass it around, and every child tells you something that they're happy about and that they're looking forward to doing that day. And I think it's important for teachers to tell them something they're looking forward to day too. We have to be salespeople about our school day. Now, one of my favorite songs to sing to get children's attention, these are ways to engage children as well as to help them with their sense of self. It goes to Skip to My Lou, and I don't care where I am, if I get down on children's eye level and I sing, I like you, there's no doubt about it. I like you, there's no doubt about it. I like you, there's no doubt about it. You are my good friend. You like me, there's no doubt about it. Point to a friend. You like me, there's no doubt about it. You like me, there's no doubt about it. You are my good friend. And I know I've got some friends out there that have been with me for many, many years, and you've heard me sing that song probably 100 times. But you know what? You have to remember, there's some little child out there, and they've never heard that song before. And they want, will my teacher like me? Will my teacher accept me? A little story about my granddaughter, Kalina, who was very shy at the time. She took a little dance class, and after class I was there and I said, go tell your teacher thank you. And so she went up there and she waited around for her turn, and finally she got up there and the teacher said something to her, and she came running back to me and she was just glowing. And I said, Kalina, what did she say? She said I was special. And I told my daughter, and my daughter said, do you see, Mom, what one word, how that impacted her? And the great thing about the word special is they can be special in so many different ways. At the beginning of the school year, I used to like to get a box and tell the children the most wonderful thing in the whole wide world is in this box. There's only one like it in the whole wide world. Would you like to see what it is? And then they would pass it around and they would open it up, and there would be a mirror and they could see themselves and how special they were and how important. Now, I've also got some good morning mantras, things that you can say to start your day. And these are like little echo response things. And so one of them is, boys and girls, what am I? The teacher says, boys and girls, what is my job today? And the children say, your job is to teach us and to love us. And then the teacher asks the children, what is your job today? And the children respond, our job is to learn and to love each other. And if you would write that on a poster and just start each day by saying that little thought, if children are doing something they're not supposed to, you just have to look at them and say, what is your job today? Are you doing your job? Another morning mantra I learned from my exercise teacher. When her children go to school, she says to them, what are you? And they respond, I am kind, I am smart, I am important. And I know you recognize that from the help, but that's just another positive way to start your day. I also like this line from a teacher in an inner city classroom in Atlanta. She would start the day by saying, boys and girls, how does my teacher feel about me? And they would look at her and go, I'm as special can be, because my teacher believes in me. And that positive reaffirmation, that positive self-talk can be so special for children. Another thing at the beginning of the year you want to talk about, saying I can. And I always tell the children we say I can because we are Americans and not Americants. And here's a little song you can sing to the tune of The Farmer in the Dell. I think I can are words I like to say. I think I can are words I like to say. If I try with all my might, in time I'll get it right. I think I can are words I like to say. And you can always get a little Pringles can and cover it with paper and put your little googly eyes on it, and it's the I can, and you can place it on a child's desk to remind them that I can. I also like doing the class yellow pages, where you take the cover off your yellow pages and you talk about there are different things that we can do. Now, I can tell stories and I can sing songs, but do you know what, boys and girls? I can't whistle. And that's the truth. I've tried, but I can't whistle. And so you have a little book with different things that they can do. Like, I can tie shoes, I can sing songs, I'm a good reader, I can run fast, I'm a good artist, I'm a good speller. And they take the yellow pages and they sign their name on pages where they can do something. And then if you have a child come up and say, how do you spell this? You can remind them to go look in the class yellow pages and see a friend who can help you do that. A lot of these things too, you can tie in with literacy, and you can make some books. Like you can make a book called The Best Thing About Me, or We Are Special, or I Couldn't, but Now I Can. And I have a song that I love, and my webmaster just did a YouTube video of it. We're great, but no one knows it. No one knows it so far. Someday we'll realize how wonderful we are. They'll look at us and point at us, and then they'll shout, hooray. Let's show how we're wonderful, beginning with A. A, we're awesome. B, we're brave. And so for each letter of the alphabet, there is an adjective, that positive adjective that describes good friends. And your children could easily make a book out of that. Another good thing to do with adjectives at the beginning of the year is to have the children brainstorm all the words that describe good friends, and then you write each of those words on an index card, and you might have to do duplicates of some of these. And you start your day by having each child come up and you sing this song to the tune of We Wish You a Merry Christmas. They pull out a word, and let's say the word is kind. We like you because you're kind. We like you because you're kind. We like you because you're kind. We really like you. And you would pin the word kind on them. And all day long, instead of calling them by their name, you would call them by their adjective, like kind or helpful or polite. And then if they're not being very kind, you say, kind, do I need to take away your word? And no, I'll be kind. They do not want to lose these words. It's just, and you know, again, you're doing vocabulary along with the social emotional. Now, using children's pictures is a great way to build sense of self-esteem. And you can make these little people puppets. I love this idea from Carolyn Kislowski to take the children's photographs and put them on the butterfly clips, and then these little people can stand up in the block center or different places. And then I know you've seen this one before, where I take the children's pictures and put them on the blocks, and so they can build with their friends' blocks. Well, I need to move on a little faster, talk a little bit about self-regulation here. And so one of the ideas I have for self-regulation would be these little sitter spots. And you just cut circles out of fun foam or out of felt. And when you get ready for your circle activity, you put their spot down and they sit in their spot. Now this helps you disperse problems and helps you get some people that, maybe some shy children that you might want to have a friendship going together. But these are also good because when they do independent reading, or if they're writing in journals on the floor, they can use their little sitter spot, and that gives them a defined area. The classroom office also gives them a defined area. So this happens to be 2 file folders taped together. and I use pocket folders, and I've got the word wall up there. Now, with your younger children at the beginning of the year, you might not want to have the word wall. You might want to just have like color words and maybe shapes and more maybe letter writing, but more basic things that you're working on. But anyway, when they do their independent work, they put this up on their desk, and it just gives them kind of a little frame and helps them focus. On one of my pockets, I have working on, so work that they haven't finished, they can put it there. And then another pocket says finish, so they can put their finished work in that pocket. Now, one of my favorite ideas to share with teachers is one where children can kind of self-regulate and calm themselves down. And by the way, I know the words are backwards now. When you do Facebook Live, the words show up backwards. My wonderful webmaster, Alex May, will put it through a special machine, and then the words will be correct. So if you want to come back and look at this later on, the words will be correct. But anyway, you put a poster of Hawaii, and you put a beach towel on the floor, and you might even have a little wave bottle or something like that. And if a child is kind of out of sorts and they need to calm down and they need to self-regulate, instead of saying sit and time out, you can say, why don't you go take a little vacation in Hawaii? Go over there, relax, calm down. We'll miss you when you're gone. When you feel better, come on back. So just gives them a positive way to kind of regroup and get themselves together. Some of the other things I do, like repeat after me, thumbs up, across the chest, pat on the back, because we're the best. When they do this, you help them center themselves. You help them self-regulate. And so even the brain hug that I've done with you before, thumbs up, thumbs down, cross your arms, clasp your fingers, give yourself a brain hug. These things all center children and help them get that locus of control, that internal control. Also wanted to mention that I've got some ideas to help parents with their children's sense of self at home. One of them is the Proud Parent book. So you get a spiral notebook, and you do a little introduction like, dear parents, your child has been selected, and you get to write a special description about your child in the Proud Parent book. And you might, tell them to talk about their child's special hobbies and things that their child does very well, and why they love their child so much. You would want to start giving this book to a parent that will figure out what they're supposed to write about it, because then it just kind of models for other people. If you have children of your own, or nieces or nephews, or somebody, you can model the first book of this. But one child takes this home each night. The parents write something special about them, maybe add a photograph. You share it at school the next day. Another child takes it home. So it's a good way to build relationships with families and help them know how important their child is to you. Another idea that I've got for parents is called My Good Book. And many times as parents, we focus on the negative things that children do. And so you make a little book for each child with several sheets of paper, and you send it home. And just a reminder to parents, when you catch your child doing something right, take a minute and write it down in the good book. So, feeling good about yourself is important, but also being able to recognize different feelings in yourself and others. And, that's what I love about emojis. It's just a great start. You can download these free on the internet and make some little puppets. And how do you think this person feels? Yeah, happy. What's another word for happy? Tie in some vocabulary. Why do you think this person's happy? What makes you happy? I mean, there's so many things that you can do to extend talking about these feelings. And why is this person sad? What makes you sad? What can you do when you feel sad? So just alternative behaviors. I took some file folders and cut circles out of them. The children can hold these up, and the song, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands, and then that child can show you a happy face. Or if you're sad and you know it, rub your eyes, and they can tell you what makes them sad and what they can do to feel better. Thinking about how others feel is important, and one of my favorite old songs, Catalina, Madalena, Oops-a-Dina, Walk-a-Dina, and I don't have time to sing her today, but I do have a YouTube video where you can watch her, and just the message with Catalina is it doesn't matter what you look like. What matters is if you have a heart of gold, and I love this idea a teacher shared a long time ago. She makes 4 golden hearts and puts strings on them so children can wear them around the neck. And at the beginning of the school year, when she catches a child being kind, they get to wear the Catalina Madalena Heart of Gold Award for the day. And so that's just another good way to focus on positive things. Sometimes children say unkind things to others, and an idea for that is to put a mirror in your classroom, and when a child talks unkindly to someone else, remind them to go over in the mirror and look in the mirror and say that to yourself and see how it feels. And it's just a good way for them to think sometimes about how their words impact others. For older children, teacher said she had a put-up book. So if a child put somebody down, she would say, well, go in the book and write a put-up. Write something positive about that friend. One of my favorite songs, Be a Buddy, Not a Bully. And I'll just sing a little bit of this to you. Can I turn this into a book? B, give me a U. U, give me a D. D, give me a Y. D, give me a Y. Y, what's it spell? Buddy. B, U, D, D, Y. I'm going to be a buddy. I will never be a bully. I'll say no to bullies. B, U, D, D, Y. That is what I'll be. I'll be kind and help my friends. I'll protect them and defend. That's me. What should you do if someone bullies you? Ignore them or walk away. What if they still bully you? So this book has 4 simple little things. Tell them to ignore them and walk away. Tell them to stop. Get a friend to help you, or tell an adult. 4 little steps you go through if there is a bully. Well, goodness gracious, my time is about up. I've got lots of different partner activities, a very powerful way to help children learn, as well as to help them develop social relationship skills, is to have them work with a buddy. And the problem is, when you ask them to get a buddy, they get the one person you do not want them to work with. So if you will make some little buddy sticks, and you can put alphabet letters, or you can put matching stickers or matching shapes, whatever, on your buddy sticks. You will need as many sticks as there are children in your classroom. And so when you get ready for a partner activity, you put these in a can with the information on the bottom. The children choose a stick. They find the person whose stick matches theirs, and that is their buddy. Now, I've got tons of different partner things that children can do with a buddy. Everything from reading a book together, to writing, to help each other clean out their desk, to writing a story together. But if you have them get a buddy every time you do a buddy activity, it's going to be a lot of disequilibrium. So my suggestion would be every Monday morning, they choose a stick, and that is their study buddy for the week. And every time you do a partner activity, they've got one person that they go to during the week. And that way they're going to get lots of different random friends and get to work with lots of different people. For small group activities, you just would need like 4 sticks with different things on them. And so you will find lots of different activities like those on my website as well. And I hope you go to the 25 days of SEL. It is free. Download all of those things. When school starts, you just tell yourself, I'm going to do one of these each week, or one of these each day. And you know, the thing is, when you do these things, they're going to make you feel better too, and they're going to help you be a little bit more positive. And I know you've all got a lot of stress in your job. One of the best antidotes for helping children get away from screen time and, just focusing on themselves all the time, is the Centers book that Carolyn Koslowski and I wrote. And it's 250 pages of center ideas. Easy to use center ideas. And this one you can get for $14.95 off my website or off Carolyn's TPT store. And, the people who have looked at this have said, yeah, it's a repeat of a lot of ideas. You'll find these things on the internet, but for $14.95, look how much time this is going to save you, because you've got it all right there, and there you go, you're good to go. So if you learned something new today, would you put your thumb up? If you learned more than one new thing, would you put up a finger for each additional thing you learned? I hope you learned at least 5 new things today. And now if you would take your hand and put it across your chest and pat yourself on the back and say, I'm a great teacher. Then when school starts, you can tell your children that they are so lucky to be in your room because Dr. Jean said you were a great teacher. So you start every day with a song and you end every day with a song. The more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. For your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Thank you so much for joining me today. Take care. God bless. Have a happy, happy summer.